From Fred House Studios in Farmersville, California, it's Garbage Time Points with Mike.
In California, I'm like a 2. Alaska, though, it might be like an 8.
And Rick.
Let me get a t-shirt. Short, sweet, and slutty.
A Wizard Fart production.
This is Manny Pacquiao.
And now, here's Mike and Rick.
All right, everybody. Welcome back for a surprise episode of Garbage Time Points with Mike and Rick. I am Mike. The guy next to me who was, for some reason, doing charades while the intro was going on.
Because just when we first, like, right when we start, as soon as he hits it, chirp, 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 chirp.
There were, I mean, I'm sure you're going to hear the birds, but you looked at me, you said, one word. And then you're just like,
I did the bird thing, like if you were going to do, like, a bat, a shadow bat.
Yeah, like on the wall.
I just like how Mike and I were like looking at each other trying to figure out what he was saying.
We were, man. Anyways, so yeah, that's Rick. How you doing, Rick?
Excellent. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Excellent.
I'm doing good. And of course, Fredo.
Hey.
I feel a little rusty right now already. Just like a couple seconds into it, just a little rusty. Yeah, you know, we decided to take our time with this thing. There's not a whole lot.
The last time we did one was super drunk.
Oh, yeah,
it wasn't
Super Bowl.
No, it wasn't Super Bowl. It was
Oh, no.
the championship, the
Yeah.
AFC, NFC championship. Or no, the weekend before
I thought it was AFC Championship
No,
games.
Was
I don't know.
Oh, it was when the Patriots beat the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, so that's AFC Championship
Yeah.
games. Yeah, so we did it then, and
Super sloppy.
that's how it was because I don't even really remember doing that. But yeah, we decided to take some time, you know, in between. There's not a whole lot going on. Yes, baseball just started. Basketball's right in the swing of things. But, I mean, I don't know, man. Specialty really is football. So we'll go from there, and then that'll be what it'll be. We plan on doing a show after the NFL draft, kind of give our hot takes on the winners and losers.
Well, because even after the NFL draft, you have training camp and stuff, and you could get into, like, even if it's slow, you could start getting into swings. We could, like, find stuff to talk about after that point. Like, at this point, like, baseball, like, yeah, man.
It just started.
Yeah, like, it's 1 is 162. Like,
Yeah.
I can't get excited. Even the Red Sox 6-1, I can't get excited about that because, like, it takes a week and you're done. Like, you know, a couple injuries and a few losses, and it's all over from there.
Yeah, so that's what it is. The purpose of this podcast, however, Wrestlemania weekend. It is here. The show looks good.
I like the show because they stuck the old people or the people that you want, like, don't want to see work together. Like, Ronda Rousey with Stephanie. They didn't give her Charlotte. They didn't give her Asuka right away. They gave her Stephanie.
Well, why don't you save that hot analysis for when we get into it, Rick?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Rick just jumped right in and started giving away, because now when we get to that, we already know what Rick's thinking.
I'm sorry.
Uh-oh.
I'm rusty, like you said.
Yeah.
I don't know how to tease anymore.
What I really like the most is the very end. Just like giving it away already. Yeah. We want to try to make it last to the end of the
I got
show.
the yips.
somebody who's listening, somebody who's just listening is just like, I really want to. I just kind of want to know the Ronda Rousey situation, and then here's Rick giving him it at the beginning of the show,
Giving him all.
and they're like, well, I can stop listening now.
I'll make up for it in the end.
All right.
Hello.
Let's hope so. But yeah, so in order to do that, we're gonna have Mike and Joe, if you remember them, the Podcast Express guys. Not sure what's up with that. I suppose we could ask them.
That could be a hot question right there.
Yeah. Hold their feet to the flames.
Ooh. Hot taking it.
Yeah. I don't know if the popularity of the show went down because of Mike's move.
Against Baron Corbin or what?
We'll ask him.
Was he the heel or was Corbin the heel in that?
Oh, I think he ended up wearing the heel on it. When it was all said and done, he was the heel.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah. So we're gonna talk some wrestlers. There's NXT this weekend as well. They are gonna know a lot more about that than I am for sure, because dude, I just couldn't get into the shows. I couldn't get into the damn shows because of spoilers, and I got into a point where we were doing the show and we were talking about wrestling, and I would read like dirt sheets and stuff like that. So it's taking it away.
I don't even follow anybody
Yeah.
who divulges information like that.
Yeah.
It's all just.
Well, we still have the issue of Matt News, but I'm okay with it if it's Matt News.
Honestly, that's my only inside news.
Yeah.
Is literally what Matt fucking says.
Because Mike and Joe do retweet stuff, but it's sometimes it's stuff like that. But for the most part, it's just like witty things that the other wrestlers are saying or like podcast guys are saying. Yeah. But Matt News is coming at us with, guess what's happening in 6 months?
Yeah.
you know, so.
They're thinking about this, man.
Yeah, so like everything that's going on right now at WrestleMania, we knew about last WrestleMania.
Yeah,
for the most
a
part.
little bit after. It was like it was barely after.
So it kind of took away the steam for me, but it is what it is. We're here right now. We're talking about it. Let's go ahead, give them a call, get them on, because I told Mike that we would call him at 6:20 because he's building a dresser and he doesn't want to lose any screws.
I'm building a dresser with my bare hands.
Yep. He did make it sound like he went out to the woods. He like chopped down a tree. Oh, wow. I know. The instructions are right there, and it tells you to like put screw A and screw B together, and he's making it seem like he went out and chopped down a tree and fucking carved his own pieces and shit. We weren't talking shit about you, Mike.
No, it's Joe. Mike
it's
didn't
just Joe?
pick up.
Mike got really lost in that damn dresser then. He really did. We'll wait for him to pick up. We'll see if he does. But anyways, right now, at this moment, we have Joe from the former show, I guess. What's going on with the Podcast Express, man? Are we just not doing that anymore, or...
Yeah, no, it's going to be on a pretty lengthy hiatus because Mike has got the adult life going on, and I just don't have a computer to run it. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my computer took a shit on me, and I have to be an adult with my money right now. So.
Yeah, we feel that, man. We just thought maybe the Mike Heat from using the military card finally caught up, and all the fans, went their separate ways on it, but life gets in the way sometimes.
Yeah, unfortunately. But you know what? Surprisingly, we had good interest in it, man. We had a pretty good listening base, and it was really fun to do. It's just life catching up to us.
Yeah, man. I thought you guys did a very good job, and I could have been one of those guys who just said, oh, yeah, I listen every week, and then not listen every week. But no, you guys had me listening every week, So hopefully soon things settle down and you guys get your thing together and get back to it again because, you guys provide some good information. And I didn't have to watch much of the shows because you guys would just sum it up for me. And now I have to try to watch shows again because I don't have you guys there to tell me what happened.
Yeah, no, I mean, I consider us the Dave Meltzer of radio without the whole being an asshole thing.
Yeah. That guy does a good job of doing that.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm not sure what's up with Mike, but let's go ahead and get into this because we talked a little bit before the show. We'll start off with this. ROH, New Japan, they're having their Supercard of Honor Saturday or Friday? Saturday in New Orleans.
It's Saturday. It's going to be running the same time as NXT.
Yeah. So what are you looking forward to on that card?
I think if you're an average fan, there's one match that everybody's going to know. I mean, it's going to be the most financially successful show in Ring of Honor history. It's going to sell the most tickets in Ring of Honor history because of one match. It's Kenny Omega versus Cody Rhodes. They've been building to this match for such a long time. And WrestleMania weekend makes the most sense for it to happen because, like I said, you've got, 100, 200,000 people who are traveling in for just one weekend. That's the match to look forward to. And if you're just going to go out of your way to watch one match on the card, that'll be it.
So I saw this tweet the other day from Cody Rhodes, and what's up with this new Bullet Club logo? Is it just him kind of taking his spot as the leader, or what's going on with this thing? Or is it just like an inside thing where he's like, I'm taking over, it's my thing, whatever?
Yeah, no, so it is 100% storyline. It's a lot of stuff that travels from there being the elite show that the Young Bucks and Omega run on YouTube, of just trying to further create dissension between the Bullet Club. And then he came back off it and said, all right, well, we didn't get a good response, so we're going to leave it for now. But it's just one of the things of like Cody trying to take over as the leader, but showing there's still dissension inside the Bullet Club. I fully expect a NWO Wolfpack type split with the Bullet Club, probably coming to fruition. And is it September when All In is? That's in Chicago. I'd expect a big breakup there.
Fred was telling me he heard something about I think it was Matt and Kenny versus Cody and Nick. Is that going to be like the start of it? Is that going to be? Have you heard something about those guys fighting in like a cross tag match?
Well, that match in specific, I haven't heard, but it is possible. They've, on Being the Elite, they have done a thing where Cody has separately told Matt and Nick, the Young Bucks, the Jacksons, that, hey, you should go out on your own because you're the better single star. And he's told that to both of them. And they've eventually talked to each other and figure out that, hey, Cody has said this to both of us. So they're definitely playing something up there where some type of split, like they're clearly going to have a choosing of sides, because they've played similar incidents where Kenny has pushed down Matt Jackson, and then you see the way Kenny reacts to what he did. And then Cody's come in the ring and pushed him down as well, and you see the way Cody's reacted to it. So they're playing up some sort of story there.
Yeah, I can see them doing something for to set up All In, because I haven't been an avid watcher of ROH, but I have been actively watching Being the Elite on their YouTube channel, and just watching that, you can follow along and just jump into the matches and know what's going on.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And All In, it's probably going to be. I'll go on record as saying this will be the most important show outside of WWE on American soil since WCW was around.
Yeah.
That's a load of shit.
Oh man,
Mike finally picked up.
Yeah.
Prove me
Dude,
wrong. Where am I wrong?
My internet went out, but I'm here. Guys. I'm here. Fear not. Fear not.
in case you guys don't know who that is, that's the man himself, Mike Military Card Gilbert.
Hey, I almost had to pull out my finish the other day on Joe. He was getting into a Twitter fight with Uncle Dave. I don't know if you guys caught that, but it was a pretty epic.
Oh, I see. I saw something. I saw something. You were warming up the band. That's good. Oh, you know what? First, let me just break in here. We got to say congratulations.
Ah, yes.
Mike is becoming a girl.
Yes. Yes, I actually was putting up building girls' furniture in our baby room.
Yes.
For the new baby girl we're going to have.
Yes. Obviously, that was a joke. Not Mike having a sex change. But, yeah, baby girl coming along. I would say, you know, like one of those things, you know, sometimes when a guy has a baby and they've been like a real asshole to girls, you know, coming up, and they say, oh, man, you know, this is your punishment. You're going to have a girl, and you're going to learn what it was like for, you know, their fathers. But Mike never really had that problem with the ladies because they never gave him attention. So this is just going to be like, he's having a kid. He's having a kid.
Yeah, this is God's payback for me constantly being in the friend zone.
Oh, dang.
That's good. That's good. All right, well, glad you joined. Joe, you got interrupted there, man. Do you remember what you were saying right now about that?
Well, I before I was so rudely interrupted, I was saying that All In is going to be the most important non-American non-WWE show on American soil since WCW was around. It's a company trying to go for 10,000 paid tickets in America for the first time since WCW was a company. That's pretty damn important.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very big deal. I don't know if you guys have touched on it, but New Japan, they're doing their show at the Cow Palace, and the Cow Palace also holds 10,000 people, and that's going to be in July. So lots of huge shows coming up, but that All In show should be pretty awesome. And that's not that show's not affiliated with any one company. It's just like the Bullet Club are getting together and doing their own show, and Ring of Honor talent gets to be a part of it. So I think that's really cool, is that they are being their own promoters.
Does Flip Gordon get in?
Oh yeah.
They'll put him in that bear costume or something and have him do it.
Oh yeah, that's true.
There's no way you spend this much time promoting a guy if you're not going to have him on the show. Quote unquote, not being on the show has been a huge storyline.
Yeah. That's been, they've done a good job with that.
Yeah, I like it. It's funny. It's good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Is any chance that Dalton Castle and Marty Scurll still that show though? This Saturday. I mean, I feel like they could, man. They're both very good at what they do, and Castle he really surprised me, man. Like I always liked him going into. We went to Vegas and saw the 16th anniversary, but that match with Jay Lethal, that was a great match. I don't know if you guys happened to catch that.
I caught it, and I think that was the best match I'd ever seen him in because honestly, up until that point, I thought he was really overhyped, honestly. But then I saw that match, and he kind of turned me around a little bit. But I'm telling you right now, there is no fucking way that anybody is going to outshine Kenny Omega on that show. There's no way. Yeah, and Cody Rhodes is the perfect foil for him.
Yeah, my issue isn't with Kenny Omega. I'm just not a big Cody Rhodes guy. I've never been, man. Like, I just don't get it.
Have you been following Being the Elite?
I mean, I just see parts of it here and there. These two watch it, and Joe watches it as well.
Cody Rhodes is a star on that show. That guy is the best heel in the business. It's like him and The Miz, really. The match that he just had in New Japan, it was him and I want to say Adam Page versus Ibushi and Kenny Omega. That was a great match, and I think that Omega and Rhodes, they're going to put on 4.5 to 5 stars. That's what I'm calling for.
4.5 to 5 stars. Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, man. And Cody Rhodes has kind of been like the 3-star machine, where he's never bad, but he's never great. But against performers of the Okada or Omega level, he's able to step his game up. And again, this is the biggest show that you're going to have to date. You have to bring your A game. And he is the best heel in all of wrestling right now. And this has been just taking out just the wrestling. This has been a huge storyline for wrestling, taking out the wrestling aspect of it. This has been the biggest storyline in wrestling for the past year. So it's got to have a big payoff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I can't argue with that point. Yeah. It is the biggest storyline.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, Cody Rhodes, a little overrated in the ring. I can get into what he's selling, man. I can get into the selling point. It's like, I don't think The Miz is the greatest wrestler out there.
Yeah.
But Miz does such a great job of selling himself to the crowd to where it's like, okay, man, I understand that. And it's the same thing for me with Cody Rhodes, where it's like, okay, I believe what you're saying, but then the matches just always feel flat to me with with that guy.
Yeah. I don't agree, but yeah, I can see.
You just were just over there going, yeah. Great input, Rick.
Exactly.
Yeah, thanks a lot
Thanks
for that.
Talking.
So yeah, is that going to be on pay-per-view, by the way, before we move on for it, or is it
it's going to be on internet pay-per-view, but as we used to say on our podcast that has since retired, XWT is your friend, my fellows. So it'll be available for free on Sunday morning.
Yeah, we're going to have to keep a lookout for that.
Watch NXT first. Watch NXT Saturday night. And then on Sunday, while you're waiting for Wrestlemania to start, which I believe starts at like 5 a.m. now, go ahead and watch Ring of Honor leading up to that.
Yeah. All right, so speaking of NXT, let's get to that. We started with Joe last time because Mike, apparently his internet went out. So we'll start with Mike this time. What are you looking forward to on this card?
Man, it's got to be that ladder match, right? I mean, you got Ricochet debuting, EC3 is debuting. You got Lars Sullivan, who is like a mini Andre the Giant. Killian Dane is going to be in this one. It's going to be a pretty fucking outstanding match. And just the fact that Ricochet is in a ladder match on a WWE or /NXT show, I think they're probably going to try to steal the whole weekend.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm looking forward to seeing them.
I like how you go through that card and you forget the Velveteen Dream and Adam Cole. What the fuck, man?
Adam Cole is great. Velveteen Dream is kind of like Dalton Castle to me. He's got a great character. He had that good match with Aleister Black, but the last pay-per-view match he had was not that great. He's a very sloppy performer, and I'm afraid he's going to get fucking hurt in this match.
Yeah,
he probably will. He probably will, but he's the best character in WWE.
I'll give him that.
He's just fresh off of Tough Enough, isn't he? I mean, this was like last year where he was in Tough Enough.
Yeah, he's got a lot of room to grow.
24 years old, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, so and he was a pretty good college wrestler too. I think he wrestled in Maryland, so he's like a legit badass. But he's got this whole Prince gimmick, and I dig it. I think it's a cool character.
Yeah.
But his latest matches that you've seen on NXT, he's got a lot of room to grow. So not only he's not going to win the match, but he'll probably be one of the most over people in the match. But I think he is a star for the future. He's just not there yet. So I'm just super excited about Ricochet, honestly.
Yeah, he's no ZZ. Let's get that straight right now. All right, so what about Almas and Black? I mean, I like Aleister Black a lot, man.
Black a lot.
Almas is. I mean, I feel like he's underrated. Is he underrated?
He is underrated. He came in from Mexico with a lot of hype, and he did not really adjust well to having to wrestle without his mask, and that kind of hurt him. So he came in as a baby face with this stupid fedora hat and this big ass feather and some goofy ass suspenders on. Like he was straight out of like 1995.
Yeah, Lou
and
Bega.
It just wasn't working. Yes. Yeah. So, his first year in NXT did not go well, but that fucking match he had with Johnny Gargano over Royal Rumble weekend, he totally sold himself to me. I'm a believer in Almas, and I think that match is going to be absolutely insane as well. And Aleister Black he's been great since the moment he stepped into NXT.
Yeah, and don't underrate the run that Almas has been on. Going back to Takeover Brooklyn last year, they had the first Gargano match there was in Takeover Brooklyn in 2017. That was, I think, a 4.25 or 4.5 star match rated by several people. The Drew McIntyre match where he won the title, another 4-star match, all the way leading up to a 5-star match. I watched him before he was ever on TV in NXT, his first tour with NXT before he ever got on TV. And he was phenomenal. You could see it live how good he was. I just think his adjustment to the WWE style held him back, and it holds a lot of guys back. That's why NXT is there. It's for guys like him because it takes him a while to get used to how they have to do everything. But you could see the talent live when you watched him. I'm going to go on record as saying, though, the match of the weekend for WWE is going to be Gargano versus Ciampa.
Yeah.
That match is going to steal the entire damn weekend.
That could be, absolutely.
Yeah, I was just going to ask about that because it's like that doesn't even feel like one of those matches where you have to try to sell it to people to watch. Like, just sit back and enjoy the damn thing.
Beat the shit out of each other.
I know, yeah. And I think that should close out the Takeover. There's so much heat in that match. It's a blood feud. And it sucks that they don't do blood in WWE because this would be a perfect match for somebody to get busted wide open.
Yeah. I would put money on Gargano bleeding somehow. Like he's going to sell like no other, and he's going to get busted open somehow, whether it be on purpose or not.
Fake blood.
Yeah.
No, I don't think they'll do that. But I mean, he got busted open at the mouth against Almas, and with as physical as this match are, these guys, they lived together. I mean, before that breakup in Chicago last year, they were living together at that time. Mm-hmm. They're very close with each other, and as we see in wrestling, the closer you are with somebody, the harder you're willing to hit them in a match, the more physical you're willing to be because you trust the guy.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to see that similar style here play out.
Yeah. You see it with like Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. When they hit each other, they hit each other.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. Just watch the way they throw punches and then compare it to when like Shane McMahon is wrestling somebody else, or when HBK would wrestle The Undertaker back when they hated each other. When you're friends with a guy, when you're really close with them, you're gonna hit them a little bit harder because you trust them not to hurt you.
Yeah. Ember Moon, is she done after this match against Shayna Baszler, or was she just stuck in NXT for a little while because the talent up in the big time?
I would have her go ahead and drop the title here. I don't see her. There's nothing else she really can accomplish in NXT. Mm-hmm. I don't think she's going to get any better in NXT. And yeah, there is better talent on the main roster, but let's not forget we still have the likes of Dana Brooke, and I mean, God, what's the Sonya Deville, who is not very good, and Mandy Rose. I mean, there's names on the main roster now, but Ember Moon is a top 4 or 5 worker on the main roster when she gets called up.
So they're gonna.
I mean, I would put Charlotte, Asuka, and Becky over her for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, and who else? So yeah, I would go ahead and put the title on Ember because I don't want Baszler coming up too soon because
she looks like
you got Ronda.
Is it because she looks like a Klingon, dude? You can go ahead and just say it.
No, I mean, she's a true MMA fighter, and you already have
you
Ronda.
Can see
that you don't want to take that attention away from Ronda Rousey.
And that kind of sucks though, because Ronda took it away from what's her name now? I'm forgetting her name again. You just said her damn name.
Yeah,
Sonya Deville.
Nobody gave a shit about her. Who cares if Ronda took her gimmick? That was not Sonya Deville. Never fought professionally. She's a phony. But Ronda obviously is one of the all-time greats in MMA. And Shayna Baszler is a pioneer of MMA. She's been around for a long time. So Sonya Deville, sucks.
Yeah.
She does. And again, she is one of them who is very young, and she does put in the work in. I could see her being an okay worker in the future, but right now we don't need to be holding people back with the expectation of, oh, we know who Sonya Deville is. Let's not crowd the roster. Sonya Deville needs to be a jobber right now.
She's the female Steve Blackman.
Yeah. They brought her up.
Except for Steve Blackman could legitimately fight.
Yeah. They brought her up with the expectation that Paige was going to be the main worker and she was going to be the henchman, but Paige broke her freaking neck again or whatever the hell she did and is probably never going to wrestle again.
Yeah.
And now Sonya and Mandy are just like, all right, shit, we're screwed because we were never supposed to be the workers in this group.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. They look lost, man. They look lost all the time they go out there. They had that video of Paige pulling an April Fool's joke on them, and they might have been worried about her, maybe like 5%, but the other 95% was like, what the fuck do we do? Like, you could see it in their eyes. They were just lost. They had no idea what the hell was going on. And then when she finally ran out, they're all, oh, thank God.
What joke?
It was, I don't want to explain it. It wasn't, it wasn't even good.
You can find it. You'll find it.
Yeah. Whatever. And then the tag match. Anything exciting about the tag match? Authors of Pain. They always do fun stuff with the little people.
Yeah. They always have a great match, but I've seen this match a bunch of times. So
yeah.
I know Adam Cole is kind of going to add a new wrinkle to it. But yeah, I don't care about it. I'm ready for Authors of Pain to move up, and I'm ready for Sanity to move up and shake up that tag division on the main roster.
They definitely need to move up.
Both in SmackDown or no?
Maybe one to each. I thought it would be a really cool idea if the Usos move over to Raw. And I don't know if you guys saw the projected live events that are coming up for Raw, but in Madison Square Garden, Roman Reigns is headlining against Samoa Joe. I thought it'd be great to kind of have like a 3-on-3 feud with Roman Reigns and the Usos versus Samoa Joe and the Authors of Pain. I thought that would be awesome. So I'd like to see Authors of Pain go to Raw and then Sanity go over to SmackDown. So that'd be pretty cool.
All right, so that's NXT. I mean, I really like 3 of the matches on there. I mean, it's only 5 matches, but man, that 6-man, Almas and Black and Gargano and Ciampa, like I haven't watched anything NXT related for a while because, as I was telling them before the show started, I've kind of gotten away from it because people keep spoiling it, and I had I went to dirt sheets too much because we were doing the show, and then 6 months in advance I already knew what was going on, and it kind of kills it for me. So I just stayed away from it, and since we already knew what the hell was going on, right? So that brings us to WrestleMania. We knew what was going on as soon as WrestleMania from last year was over, and the only thing we don't know, who's winning the Andre the Giant Battle Royal?
Samoa Joe.
You know what? I think that's going to be one of the big and most talked about matches of the weekend.
Mojo.
Absolutely. You got to set him up to look like an immediate contender because he's probably getting the first title shot at Backlash.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe Gronk wins it. Oh. Maybe the Patriots try to trade Gronk and he doesn't want to get fucking traded, so he just goes to the Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
Is this a return for Big Cass? Because they said Big Cass is cleared now, right?
He is.
Cleared. He is cleared to suck. Yes, he is.
Well, they seem pretty invested in him, so this is a place where he can come in and actually win.
His partner, his talking piece is gone, so.
Well, yeah, the worst thing to ever happen to Big Cass is Enzo being a sexual offender, because that just Big Cass can't get over on his own. He looked really good when he was Enzo's bodyguard, but outside of that, they're going to either have to get him a talking piece or get him a damn good character, because he cannot hold his own.
Yeah, so that hopefully that match is on the pre-show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the pre-show
show
is going to be the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. I don't care what they call it. I'm calling it the Fabulous Moolah Battle Royal.
Yeah.
And the Cruiserweight title, that's going to be on the 2-hour pre-show. So.
Yeah.
You might as well just call the Women's Battle Royal the Snoop Dogg Battle Royal, because we're just going to name it after pimps. Name it after a relevant one.
Yeah. So who's taking bets on the first person being eliminated in the Women's Battle Royal? James Ellsworth.
You know what? I think it'll be Ember Moon will get eliminated first.
Really?
Just to piss off Joe, yes.
Wow. She's top 4,
All
damn
I
it.
can say for sure is I feel like the winner of that has got to be either Bayley or Sasha, because they have to have something to continue to build that feud until they do the singles match.
Are they just going to run back the Royal Rumble contestants out there again? Because there's not enough women to fill this thing.
Probably,
there absolutely
most likely. Yeah.
No, you'll have some callbacks, but you have a pretty deep roster in NXT. I mean, Peyton and Billy can always come up. You got Kairi Sane. Basically anybody who they're gonna have a WrestleMania Access tournament on Sunday morning. They'll probably use all of those women again.
Oh man, can we get Blue Pants there? They're dropping the ball on Blue Pants, man.
Yeah.
They haven't used her enough.
Well, I mean, wouldn't they use like some older stars too? No.
Blue Pants is not there anymore.
I thought she just dropped in for appearances and left.
I honestly thought that was Sonya Deville. I thought she.
Blue Pants was never under contract with them. She was just a worker who they used.
Yeah.
And from what I read, and this is from the Observer, they didn't like the way she got over without being under a contract, so they stopped using her. She works primarily with a Shimmer and Stardom, I think.
Yeah, see, that's what I thought. But I thought they said that the women talent in the back didn't like her because she was able to make money from them and then still go out and work on the independent scene and make money like that as well. So she was, and then they made her huge because here's this girl just coming out all dressed out in blue with that damn song that gets stuck in your head.
How did it go?
So, I mean, they dropped the ball. They dropped the ball on her.
And all she had to do was sell Blue Pants on the merch table.
Yeah. She was a solid worker, too. I mean, she was far way better than a Mandy Rose or Sonya Deville.
Yeah, for sure. Anyways, though, who cares about those damn matches? Battle Royals, whatever, man.
Hey, hold on. Let's back up. Fuck you. That Cruiserweight match is going to be amazing.
No. I was just going to get to that right now. Is that on the kickoff show? Because if it is, I think that is a damn shame. It has potential to be the match of the night, I think.
Absolutely.
It's not,
it is on the
it's
kickoff
not going
match.
to be, but yes, it's going to be on the kickoff.
I said potential, Mike. I said potential.
I know. You can't pay the bills with potential, my friend.
Roman Reigns does it every month.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I think so, man. What do you have? Tell me why it won't then, Mike. Tell me why.
Oh, because no one's going to react to it. I think they're going to bust their ass. They're going to have a great match, but people are still going to be filing in, and they're not going to care. And crowd reaction is a big part of what makes a match great, I think. So when the crowd is really into it, you get more invested in it. And that's really why I don't watch 205 Live, is because they put it on after SmackDown, and nobody really cares about what's going on. And Joe got heat a couple weeks ago because he said he liked one of the matches on there. And he did, and it looked good on TV, but the crowd just didn't care. They didn't say anything. So
yeah,
it's really a shame because those guys are fantastic. I think that's where Ricochet is going to end up, is on 205 Live, and it's it's going to be either he's going to build the whole brand up and bring it up, or he's just going to flounder like the rest of them, and it sucks.
Well, I will say I've been watching 205 Live every week. You can slowly see it build up. You can slowly hear more crowd reactions getting there. And of all people, Wesley fucking Blake has been getting
Buddy
some
Murphy.
or Buddy Murphy. they're basically Buddy Murphy. They're
It's the
same
other
person.
guy.
See,
Yeah, the other guy.
I can't blame you for that because I thought it was Wesley and Murphy for the longest time, and then it turns out no,
Buddy
it's
Murphy,
Blake and whatever.
the one who is dating Alexa. Buddy Murphy has been getting really good crowd reactions and has been getting the most reactions from the crowd week in and week out, and he's had 2 4-star matches on 205 Live. On 205 Live, of all places. So it's going to take some time because from the launch until now, or from the launch until Triple H took over, it was very poorly executed.
Yeah.
But you have to give it time, and you can slowly see it start to build up. I hope Ricochet doesn't end up there because I think he's a bigger star than that. But if he comes out and he builds 205 Live to something watchable, that just makes him look all the more better. And I think Alexander and Ali at WrestleMania can really help put the Cruiserweight division and 205 Live back on the map.
I think
that Ali guy's got to get some new gear, bro. He looks ridiculous.
I think he's going for the whole Mortal Kombat thing, right? I mean, he just
Mortal Kombat was great when I was 7.
Yeah, that's like a costume.
New gear.
Yeah, that's like a costume that I would create for a custom wrestler I made back in like 96. Just like, oh, this looks real cool. Yeah.
Will we see Neville?
Ooh, that'd be cool. They're trying to bring him back. He's just not biting, so maybe the lure of WrestleMania will get him to come back.
Yeah, I mean that'd be nice, man. If they bring him back with those two, the potential of Ricochet, they have good guys. I like Tony Nese, man. Like that guy. I mean, he's boring, but
Tony Nese is nice
good.
in the ring.
You know who's really good? I think he's got a lot of personality. It's Drew Gulak.
Yeah.
I fucking love that PowerPoint gimmick he does.
Yeah,
I think that's hilarious.
I think you help the brand out a lot if you change that fucking beginning of the show, Show the wrestlers, show them doing moves. Take away that stupid, here's 2 ninjas and all that shit, Like, this cruiserweight wrestling, dude. What are you doing showing 2 ninjas jumping at each other for?
It's a slow evolution. Give it time. I mean, they got Drake Maverick or Rockstar Spud on there to build up the character aspect of it. They're letting Gulak brought back the PowerPoint presentation this past week, and he's going to be a little bit more serious about it. So you still have some character there, something that everybody likes, but him being a more physical wrestler as opposed to just the goofy guy that he was. So it's going to take time. I see it on the upswing though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who might show up in 205 Live soon? He's going to need a job. Is Conor McGregor. I think he'll fit in great on 205 Live.
Dude, what the hell was that about?
Once he gets out of jail,
I think
he's going to be a good get for the WWE.
Dude, I mean,
you made all that money. Just go chill. Just chill. Chill.
Yo, I think because now that they don't have Enzo Amore, they need a coked up McGregor.
What did I miss?
I think that would be perfect for that show.
You didn't see that, Fredo?
No.
McGregor.
God damn it! You gotta go and watch that shit right now. That shit is hilarious.
Somebody stole his Lucky Charms, man. Got pissed.
The one guy who said, we didn't know if we were going to die on Twitter.
I tweeted at him. I said thoughts and prayers.
What a hero!
Yeah, man. That's too much. When you get a chance, go watch the video. It's too much.
Fredo gets spun up on the Conor McGregor controversy from earlier today. It's fantastic.
My favorite thing from all of that is I think the ESPN reporter said, "Do you want to do business with Conor McGregor again?" And Dana White said, "No. Would you?" Fuck you, Dana White. Your business has been tanking in the last year. If Conor McGregor comes to you and says, "Hey, I want to fight in June," you're going to suck his dick to make it happen. Because Conor McGregor is surefire 1 million pay-per-view buy.
Sure, 1 million. After that incident today, him versus Khabib Nurmagomedov will do at least 3 million. That shit was awesome.
Yeah.
Sorry, we got
make it like, but still, like that's the point.
I had
Dana White is
I don't know the name that Mike said.
Yeah.
Oh, Khabib Nurmagomedov. He is a Russian badass, undefeated. But that's who Conor was trying to get at.
Oh, okay.
That's neither here nor there.
Oh, you know what? I think I know who you're talking about now. Why the hell do you want to go after that guy? Isn't he like trying to avoid him, or did he just purposely wait for him to get into a fucking bus before he did that?
Yeah, so apparently, like, he came and tried to interrupt the end of the press conference, and, like, all the fighters got put onto the bus, and he was looking for Nurmagomedov, found out him and his crew was on the bus, and started trying to get him to come off, but they wouldn't get off the bus, so Connor started throwing shit at the bus and busted one of the windows, and the glass shattered and cut this guy named Michael Chisea, who's fighting this Saturday. And turns out he's going to be able to fight. He's got minor cuts.
Yeah.
And I think one of the female fighters, she also was on the bus when that happened, and glass got onto her, but she didn't get cut. So, yeah, it could have been a real bad deal. But, yeah, he's going to get sued, and apparently there's at least there used to be a warrant for his arrest. But we'll see how that works out.
Fucking that shit. Did you see, we'll move on from it real quick, but did you see the video of the guy who was trying to get out? Was that him trying to get out of the bus before the glass shattered?
I don't know. I have not seen that much into it.
Yeah, I saw that before. Actually, I was coming over here, and it was at the end of it. It was like on ESPN or something like that, and they kind of like put it in there where he was like, let me off the bus, let me get out there, and they were holding him back, and then you hear the glass shattered, like it was from the inside of the bus. It wasn't from the outside.
Oh, yeah.
If you could understand him saying, let me get off the bus, it probably wasn't Khabib, though, because I don't think he speaks clear enough English for you to be able to understand him.
No, but I don't know if it was him saying, let me get off the bus. It was something, and then you hear, no. So I said, let me get off the bus.
No.
I don't know. Khabib. I don't know, man.
No.
I'm just saying, like, if you're a Republican or a Donald Trump voter, like, you got to be loving this because you got an Irishman throwing like a dolly at a bus to try to fight a Russian. Like, there's your reason you need the wall, right? Because you have two immigrants throwing shit around.
Breaking
we're
bus
gonna put a
windows.
wall
Get out
around
of here.
Russia.
Go back to your country.
Yeah, we're gonna put a wall and border that borders Russia. We'll put it there in Alaska.
Yeah.
So that way the Dagestanis don't get over.
Just demolish the bridge.
What?
The bridge to nowhere. All right, never mind.
All right, okay. Let's get this back under control here.
Yeah, sorry.
Who's teaming with
main card?
Yeah, we're to the main card now. We got the Bar versus Braun Strowman and who? Joe, we'll start with you, Joe. Who is teaming with Braun Strowman? You don't know, Joe? Or did you you're just thinking
Did
that
Joe
hard?
drop off?
He might have.
You might have dropped off. Well, I will go ahead.
All right, you go ahead, yeah.
Connects back. Yeah, well, it's the Big Slow.
Oh,
That's who I think is going to do it. Yeah, he just signed a new contract. He's ready to go. He's in shape. I think it's the Big Slow.
Dude, and you know what sucks is that after I saw those two have those good matches on Raw, remember I told you they're going to start a tag team. It's going to be called Showman. I said it, man. And look what's happening.
Or Braun Show.
Braun Show?
I don't know.
Although, you know what? I got to give him credit, though. Well, he probably didn't come up with it, but Braun Strowman? Come on, man. Braun Strowman's hilarious.
That was fantastic.
Yeah. No possibility of a Bray Wyatt transformation after the whole, thing with Matt Hardy comes out of the lake of whatever it's called and becomes a tag team partner with him.
He tweeted something.
Well, if you guys really want to delve into the broken universe, I think what's going to happen is he comes out of the lake of reincarnation, right? And he helps Matt Hardy win the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. And Matt Hardy, brother Nero, and sister Abigail are now part of this Woken universe, and they're a faction now.
Oh, wow.
And I think those three are going to be together. So that's why I don't think that fits into the WrestleMania thing. That's just my prediction. It's based off of zero knowledge.
I like it. But I can also see Bray Wyatt coming out of the lake and taking on Bo Dallas's old persona and just preaching.
Yeah, or he comes out as IRS.
Dude, you know what's fun? Like, Mike was saying not like a while back that there should be more factions and there needs to be more stables. Like, when did they get away from that? And do you ever see them going back to that where they have more cliques and have more like things where you could actually have like even the Shield where like there are three guys that kind of ran through the roster? Are you gonna ever see that again?
I think we will, absolutely. I think it kind of comes and goes in waves. You can't constantly have factions, because then it's not like special. So when they get a group of guys like together, like, because they didn't have so they had DX and NWO at the same time, and then they all broke up, right? Mm-hmm. And then it took a couple of years, but then they created a new faction called Evolution, who was around for a couple of years, and then they all broke up. And then the Shield came along after that. So I think that if they find like a group that's worthy of putting together, I honestly think that Undisputed Era will come up as a faction and be kind of like a Shield type thing, except for with guys who are about 138 pounds.
Do you think that it's because they've pretty much given up on the idea of managers? And that was like always the thing back in the 70s, 80s. These managers, they had their stables of wrestlers who they would team up or whatever, and the Heenan family and all that stuff.
Right. I think because they're spending so much money on these fucking writers that they have in the back to write scripts for the wrestlers, I think that they don't feel like they need to have managers, because the managers could go out, no script, a couple of bullet points, and they would do the promos for the guys who were not good at promos. But now that they've removed those guys because they have Hollywood writers writing shitty scripts. So that's why they did away with the managers. Yeah.
So who do you think's winning that match? Do you think Strowman comes away with the titles with whoever they decide to throw him out there with, or is this just like are they going to give him freaking Kurt Hawkins and let Kurt Hawkins get pinned and let this be the end of it?
I think Strowman and whoever wins by disqualification, and Strowman destroys everybody.
They already ruled out the Kurt Hawkins factor, because they had Hawkins approach Strowman on Raw on Monday, and he had a Strowman pick me shirt or whatever, and said, hey, let me be your partner, and then Braun Strowman put him through a wall and walked away. So I think that was ruling out Kurt Hawkins, because a lot of people expected that. It would make sense for what WWE does. You have the guy who has the longest losing streak in WWE going with the monster, so they ruled that out. I genuinely have no clue how they're going to play this out, but it's going to be interesting.
Did you hear my prediction, Joe?
The disqualification?
Well, no, I predicted that it'll be the Big Show. Will be his partner, yeah.
You know what? That makes sense, because he just re-signed a couple weeks ago.
Is Strowman winning the title at SummerSlam? Are they waiting for that to happen at SummerSlam?
I think they hold off, and next year at WrestleMania will be the coronation of Braun Strowman. Either he'll win either title. They'll wait another year, and then either title. I think what they need to do is separate Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns, have them be on different brands, and have them be the main event on each brand. But ultimately, Braun Strowman is going to be the guy by next year.
Okay. I think if you separate them, you're making a mistake, because this is just the facts of it. It doesn't matter who the champion is on Raw or SmackDown, because the fans are going to shit on whoever is holding the title over Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
That's just the fact. So if you want Strowman or Reigns to be over, you can't have them on the same show as Daniel Bryan. Looking forward a little bit, what makes the most sense, move AJ Styles to Raw, put Finn Balor and the club on SmackDown, and turn Balor heel.
Yeah, and let them run the whole thing. But it makes sense, too, to have Braun and Reigns on the same card, because they're natural enemies. Because Braun is just Superman strong, and then they try to make Roman Reigns Superman strong. So who's the one guy who could combat him is Reigns.
Right, but who loses?
It's always Braun. It's always Braun, because it's friggin' Roman.
And he's killed.
Yeah, that's a good problem to have, though. I mean, let's not forget, there was a time when WWE had Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock.
That was the exact feud I was thinking in my head whenever I had that.
You always have a who loses. It doesn't matter if you do it right, because you can have the same match over and over again. Those guys face each other at WrestleMania 3 times, and people still ate it up because they did it right.
Yeah.
If you do it right, it doesn't matter who loses. So you have to find the right story for it.
I know who's going to be Strowman's partner. Hornswoggle.
Hornswoggle?
The biggest and the smallest.
He's just going to throw them at people. All right, hey, hold up, guys.
I don't know if you guys broached it, but I know we talked about Neville a little bit. I would love it if Neville came back to be Strowman's partner. I mean, just imagine Strowman throwing around Neville and Neville doing a red arrow off of Strowman's shoulders. That would just look fantastic.
That'd be amazing.
It would. Neville's not a big enough star. Sorry.
So should we fake laugh like we're leading into the other one? There you go. All right, so then we have the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, the Usos versus the New Day versus the Bludgeon Brothers. I don't know. I'm not really excited about this match. Joe, tell me why I should be excited.
Really, you're not excited about this match? Like,
you know what?
The New Day and the Usos have consistently put on classics against each other.
Trust me, I love it. I love those two tag teams going at it. I do like the Bludgeon Brothers as much as I hate their damn name, but I feel that the New Day and the Usos have been going at it for so long that as much as people do like to see it, it's getting a little bit old at this point. So they kind of need the Bludgeon Brothers to win, and I think that in order to solidify their spot, and make it believable to what they've been doing to everybody since they've come back, they have to kill them. They have to kill both teams and win this thing.
They have to use their hammers.
I think they kill the New Day, and I see on the horizon the New Day breaking up. I really think that I think Big E is a fucking main event star.
He is.
I think he is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But here's why you don't break them up. They're still one of your top selling merchandise groups in all of wrestling. And you don't kill your cash cow. Like you don't put that cash cow down. And Kofi has consistently said, hey, when New Day is done, so am I.
Yeah.
And they're having too much fun right now. I wouldn't be surprised if they just move them back to Raw.
Yeah, because they can always use. Sorry, go ahead.
I think Big E moves up to kind of that semi-main to main event spot. They can do that they can break them up without turning any of them heel, And then if Kofi wants to go ahead and retire, you keep, Xavier Woods as kind of like the manager for Big E.
Yeah.
And it's the Big E show now. He is the guy. I think he's fucking great.
Yeah. He needs a chance to shine, man. And this whole little three-way, it's been fun, man. But like I said, these things kind of run their course.
I think you could even do it that way with both of them, where if Kofi wants to retire, he could be the manager, and you could have Xavier as his little muscle, as his backup, as his bodyguard, and you have Big E as the single. He's wrestling as a singles guy.
Yeah, you know what? And I think Xavier Woods could fill that mandatory black guy commentator slot on SmackDown. I think
No, that's true, man. That's true.
He's way better than Bryant Gumbel Saxton or whatever.
Yeah, and they tried with Booker T, but he was too hood, man. That guy was too hood for everybody.
I think he's not like a fantastic, amazing wrestler, but he's too good of a wrestler and at too young of an age to go ahead and move into that commentator role. He'll be great for it eventually, but I think he's still a good enough worker right now with no injury history that you're just not going to make that move yet. But I'm right there. I think eventually he would be great on that role. He's such a good talker.
Yeah, and he had sex with Paige.
And we don't know if he did with Maddox either.
Well, one thing that I'm waiting for is because looking up and down, I don't believe they have any gimmicks announced for the card. I wouldn't be too surprised if they just don't go ahead and make this triple threat a TLC they seem to have one every year, and it'll either be a TLC or a no holds barred something, because you're going to want to add in just total destruction for big spots, because that's where the New Day really shines, is with big spots.
Yeah, because I was just looking at it and I was thinking, maybe they could do that with the IC match, but I think that's already going to be good enough on its own that they don't really need that. And then the only other match that has the amount of people for it is like the United States Championship, but they're all big and broody and they're not going to be able to do that type of shit. So yeah, I mean, that'd be nice if they did that. I just don't know if they will.
I don't think they're going to do it because they're going to have a ladder match that nobody's going to be able to live up to the night before.
Yeah.
They typically don't care about what's going on in NXT. It usually doesn't prevent them from doing anything. But it just would not make any sense for them to have another ladder match on WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. So predictions: who's winning that match? Joe, you're first.
Yeah, Bludgeon Brothers. They've built them up for far too long to have them go ahead and lose at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm. All right, Mike.
go
ahead.
I think it's kind of racist, but I'm gonna go Bludgeon Brothers.
You guys too?
I'm gonna agree. I mean, I think there's gonna. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. Yeah. But yeah, them.
So you had a good point to make, and you're just like, no, I'm gonna keep it to myself.
No, because you said don't give it away. Don't give it away.
No. That would mean whatever, man. Whatever.
Well, no, okay, because I think there's going to be quite a few title changes in this WrestleMania. I think it's going to be the mania of title changes.
Mania.
Rick's calling it right now.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Do we have 8, 9 title matches on this card?
8.
And I think the majority of them get. I think
9.
Because I think Oscar. Oh, never mind. See,
We'll get to that in a little bit.
Going. Yeah, that's what I said. I'll stop.
Right. We'll talk about this championship just for you, potty mouth over here. The United States Championship: Orton versus Bobby Roode versus Jinder Mahal versus Rusev. Mike, why should people love this match?
Because Rusev is over, and I think he wins.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it, right?
One thing we haven't brought up yet, how awesome is it that WrestleMania just happened to fall on Rusev Day this year?
Weird coincidence.
It is. I mean, but it's the reason he got added into the match. He's moving so many damn Rusev Day calendars. They ordered 10,000.
Wow.
That they didn't expect to sell, and they sold out almost immediately.
Wow.
Wait, so
he is selling so many Rusev Day calendars that they had to add him in to a premier match on the main card.
So is Rusev Day a better gimmick than the Velveteen Dream? Who said that earlier, that it was the best gimmick going?
No, I think Velveteen Dream is the best gimmick. I think Rusev Day is a better piece of merchandise.
Yeah.
Or a catchphrase.
It's amazing.
Catchphrase,
Hey,
yeah.
it's great, man. I'm glad he's getting over because he's always been
earned
so
it.
damn good.
This will be the official face turn because technically he's been a heel. WrestleMania will be the official face turn for Rusev.
And I think he was either saying it on an interview or on Twitter the other day that he's bringing back the tank from WrestleMania 31. And
God, I hope so.
That would be awesome because that was like, I was at WrestleMania 31 and that was one of my favorite fucking moments of the whole show was him coming out on a tank. The match was terrible they had, but that was great.
Yeah, so we all agree. You guys got Rusev way too?
Rusev
You too,
big time,
Fredo, or no? You going against?
Oh, you want to ask me now?
Rusev into the match makes it worth watching because I was not excited about this match at all before. But having Rusev in there, you at least have somebody you want to see.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Jinder Mahal.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said uh-oh, but I just did.
Don't hinder Jinder.
Yeah. No,
I just want Gronk to come out and cost Jinder the match again.
Yeah, I mean I like Jinder, man. I'm one of the few people who like Jinder, but this
even Jinder Mahal's parents don't like watching Jinder.
They're Canadian. Hey, you know what I've been forgetting to do, Fredo? Damn it!
What?
At the end of each match, I wanted to give you your drunkomania or whatever the hell you're doing.
Drunken Mania.
Yeah, so we'll start now.
Oh, we want to start now?
Do you have any stipulations for that match?
No.
I know.
I put who gives a fuck?
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have seen it. I don't even know if Fredo's released it yet, but he's doing this Drunken Mania drinking game for WrestleMania, and I've seen it, and basically it kills you, dude, because he's pointing out these things that are so like I almost expected you to say, for every Rusev Day chant you gotta drink.
No.
Remember the Royal Rumble one we did?
Yeah.
We were done by. We weren't even acting.
He does these ridiculous things, and then he wonders why he can't wake up the next morning.
Look, the only one out of the matches that we talked about, the only one that I had down was for the Bar versus Braun Strowman and whoever. Drink every time Braun tags in. It's all right.
Nah, maybe.
It might be just one drink.
Nah. I like how your one for Orton for this one is who gives a fuck. All right, let's move on then. A lot of people are saying this is going to be the match of the night, the triple threat for the IC title. Miz, Rollins, Balor. And this is going to be great. This is going to be fucking great, man. Joe, how great is this match going to be?
It's absolutely could be the match of the night. If the Miz wasn't in this match, I would go ahead and predict it like just surefire match of the night.
The Miz has gotten a lot better. I think he's great. I think he's going to be a big part of this match. And everybody keeps shitting on the Miz, but I think he's going to be a fantastic piece to this fucking match.
To the story of it.
I'm absolutely looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I think he's in the match to take the pin because I would suspect he's probably going to take some time off now that he's got a new daughter. I would think he's going to get a few weeks or a month off. So have him go ahead and take the pin. But Balor and Rollins just have unreal chemistry. Like, we've seen this match 3 or 4 times now, maybe even 4 or 5, because they've done it over and over again, and it is consistently a 4-star and above match, consistently. And they've done that on Raw, where nobody expects matches. They put pay-per-view quality matches on Raw. So for WrestleMania, when Balor had to miss last year, Rollins wasn't really healthy last year and had to go up against a shitty Triple H. They're going to pull out all the stops this year.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think you give the Miz enough credit. I was going to say that, but you started getting on a roll, so I was going to let you roll. But I still stand by it, man. Seth Rollins, and maybe you guys, I know you guys won't agree, but he's the best wrestler in the world, man. And he's finally healthy again.
I got AJ.
And he's finally doing things in that ring where you're just like, yeah, that is why he is the best wrestler in the world, man. Because he carries matches. He could carry matches, man. After seeing what he did with Cena and Lesnar, carrying that match.
AJ, Kenny, and Seth Rollins in a triple threat.
Okay, let me do the ultimate tweet.
The best wrestler in the world is, in fact, on the WrestleMania card, but it's not Seth Rollins.
That's okay, man. We all have our preferences. What are you going to say, AJ? You can say AJ Styles? Because I'm not going to disagree with you. I'm not going to be like, I'm just my own opinion, Joe. Come on now.
Hey, I'll give it to you when we get to the match, but the best wrestler in the world is on WrestleMania, and it's not Seth Rollins.
Oh, man, you better not say Brock Lesnar. Ooh. Oh, man, you better not say it. All right. Mike, who's walking away with the title?
I think Miz keeps it here. I know that he's probably going to take a little bit of time off, but I don't think he takes too much time off. I think, like, mandated by the federal government, you can only take 10 days, which is what I just found out.
That's funny, man. All right, Joe, who you got?
I'm going Rollins here.
Yeah.
He's got the momentum coming in. They've built him up, and he needs the title. I think Balor moves to SmackDown, so you're not gonna. I don't think you're gonna swap titles, go the U.S. title to Raw, Intercontinental SmackDown again. So I think Rollins keeps the title. Balor goes to SmackDown.
You know, man, like, I was really on the Rollins train winning this match, but then I started thinking, what did Miz do last year for WrestleMania? He jobbed out after carrying that whole damn feud with the Bella and John Cena and jobbed out to them. I think they reward him, and I think the Miz retains. And that's the reason why, not because of anything else other than they owe him one for having to do that shit last year.
Hey, I'll tell you this. They rewarded the Miz a couple months ago when they gave him a nice, big, fat contract extension.
Yeah.
Now, this was the one title I thought was going to stay with Miz because he keeps talking about the streak, and usually they give those people the streak.
Yeah. And they said he was in for a big year back when I was reading the dirt sheets.
Yeah.
You know, they said he was in for a big year, and at this point, you can't see them putting the main title on him at any point because they're going to give it to Reigns, and he's going to run with it.
Yeah.
So what better thing for him than, let him hold it and run with it for a little
record.
Bit. Yeah.
I'm telling you, what
they got to whitewash it because Pedro Morales is in there.
what they got to do is move the Miz to SmackDown. I'm going to keep bringing up the draft because where guys are moving is going to be important to WrestleMania. You move the Miz to SmackDown because you have Madison Square Garden, a house show coming up in, I think, June or July, and they'll end up doing the Miz and Maurice versus Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella, to where it is on a big show. It's a match that people want, but it's not a huge important match that needs to be on a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Or they'll just do Daniel Bryan versus The Miz at Madison Square Garden because there's already a lot of heat there for it. It's something that's been played up for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And I just don't see them swapping titles.
Do you want me to go ahead and spoil WrestleMania for you next year?
Spoil it.
It's going to be Daniel Bryan and The Miz for the WWE title next year at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
No, I don't see that happening.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
Write it down. I do think Daniel Bryan has a big title match at WrestleMania next year, but I think it's either going to be Nakamura or AJ Styles.
You know, I see where you're coming from with that, Mike, because, you know, the whole SmackDown Live type of thing, him going after Daniel Bryan for a long time, like.
Well, and then The Miz was Daniel Bryan's coach on NXT or whatever back in the day. I think you got that. I know. I think you got that built-in feud there. There's a ton of heat, and you know, The Miz eviscerated Daniel Bryan on Talking Smack. And I think they have all of that footage they could play up and just have a big feud. I think that's where you go. I think there's going to be enough heat in that feud to where they can actually wait and to do it at WrestleMania next year. I think it's a huge match.
Yeah.
There you go. No, I agree. It's a huge match. I think it's kind of hard to hold it off until WrestleMania, but you could do it that way. Absolutely.
All right. I almost fell out of this fucking chair right now.
It's Mike versus a chair.
No, because there's no screw on the backrest, and like, you know, you're just sitting here for a little bit, and you're just like, okay, well, let me relax for a second. And you realize you can't relax because the damn screw, there's no screw there, and it just falls out. So that was good. I felt it like in my stomach, man. I felt it like, oh shit, I'm falling.
Because this one has no wheel, and it gets you close when it's in the back.
We have like a junkyard of terrible chairs in here. And like if anybody was actually sitting in here and watching us, like every once in a while the back of my chair falls off. Rick tries to wheel forward a little bit and realizes there's no wheel, and he's like falling forward out of it. And then there's Fredo over here with his executive chair, fucking Michael Scott.
Massager.
Yeah.
Whoa, hey guys, hold on. Breaking news.
Hold on, guys. We had some shitty breaking news music. Hold on.
Breaking news. CM Punk officially scheduled to face Mike Jackson at UFC 225 June 9th in Chicago.
Who cares?
That is the most WWE like booking that UFC has ever done.
Mike Jackson.
Because you take a big name who is not good at what they do, and you put him in there against a jobber in his hometown.
Yeah, Mike Jackson
that is
sounds
such
like
WWE booking.
Mike Jackson sounds like he should be wearing Mustafa Ali's costume.
Yeah, Mike Jackson sounds like a guy who's going to be on a sex offender list with Enzo Amore.
Yeah.
All right, so for the IC match, you take a drink for every move off the top ropes.
Every move off the top ropes, you gotta take a drink. Nah, I don't think. I think you're okay with that.
Okay.
I think you're okay.
Every dive to the outside of the ring.
Suicide dive?
Take a drink.
Suicide dive. See, that's a good one.
That's probably about 4.
That's
5.
way better than top ropes. You can keep them both, Fredo. You're just trying to kill people here.
Let's add that.
Fredo, here's a better one. You take a drink every time someone kicks out of another guy's finishing maneuver.
Oh, you got to save that for Roman Reigns.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
Does it count if the count is broken up though?
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know. We have to put stipulations on this deal.
Yeah.
I don't even drink, but I'll play along. I'll have water.
Apple juice.
Yeah. All right.
Now you got to make it painful. Be like not cranberry juice. What's the one? Prune juice. That way, there's some real stipulation there.
There's some backlash.
You have to pick what you think would be the shittiest match of the night, and then use the prune juice on that one. Like it's a stipulation. Yeah, it goes hand in hand.
The shittiest.
Nia versus Alexa.
Yeah.
There you go. I took out all the mystery.
Yeah, and we were just getting to that right now, and I think this is going to be the Sheamus Daniel Bryan moment of the night. I think it sucks that they would do that to Alexa Bliss. But I think it's going to happen, man.
Yeah, because she is such a fantastic wrestler. It's going to be a shame that she's going to get buried here.
It's one of those things where it's like she's not necessarily a great wrestler. She's a good worker, but she is, to me, as a woman on the mic, let's be honest, that's how you kind of have to say it, is one of the best on the microphone when it comes to that. So
she on the mic, she is absolutely the best that WWE has on the roster.
Yeah.
And she's really hot.
Yeah.
But here's what's going to happen is Carmella is going to cash in on Nia or Alexa because she has attempted so many times on Charlotte that she's going to realize that she can't get it done there, and she's going to cash in on the Raw side.
Does she have that option?
It's wrestling.
Yeah,
It's wrestling.
I get that, dude. But would they do that? I mean, would they let it cross over like that to another show since they're trying to do this whole?
They already let the Rumble cross over to the shows, so you might as well let money because Asuka's going to SmackDown.
Yeah.
So you might as well move Carmella over to Raw.
Now I have a prediction about that. It might not jive with this whole prediction you have. But anyways, so we're saying this is going to be the shittiest match of the night, just based on the fact that Nia Jax just huge and clumsy, and Alexa not really that good.
And I think Nia's gonna win, and she's just gonna beat the shit out of her.
Yeah, it's probably going to be short, man. That's the only reason I think it sucks is that it's going to be. Not only
is it gonna be short, it should be short.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be on TV for too long.
That's not what I'm saying. That's what I was trying to get to. Like, not that I'm gonna have a complaint that it's too short, but at the same time, I also think it sucks that they would do that to her. But if they did it, to Daniel Bryan, they could do it to anybody.
Yeah, she'll be all right.
Yeah. All right. So then, let's move on. Flair versus Asuka, SmackDown Women's Championship. You have Asuka winning this thing.
Yeah. I think the first person that's ever going to beat Asuka is going to be Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm going to go on record again. If we're making predictions for next year, Mike's probably going to disagree with me here. But if Ronda Rousey can hold her own, and if she is as good as people have been saying, Bryan Alvarez has said that he's been told she's looked very good at the Performance Center. If she progresses like WWE wants her to, Ronda Rousey versus Asuka could potentially main event WrestleMania next year because Rousey is going to be the biggest name they have in the company, and they like to have the biggest name in the main event.
Yeah, I could absolutely see that. They could finally have women do the main event. So, I think that would be perfect.
Yeah, you have Rousey stay undefeated for the entire year, have Asuka's undefeated streak extend for another year. So it'll be going on about 3 years at that point, maybe 4. I'm not entirely sure. Rousey's only, 31, 32. Asuka's in her late 30s, so it makes sense to go ahead and do it there at WrestleMania. Have it main event. You'll use it for all your fake headlines that you want to get. It would be a huge match. So Asuka wins here, and I think it'll be a great match. If Asuka and Charlotte are able to go all out, I think this could steal the show.
You know, this is the reason why I don't see Carmella jumping over and do it to the other one. I don't think they want either one of these two to lose to each other. So I think
Charlotte just lost on SmackDown 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, no, I said to each other.
Clean in the middle.
I said to each other. I think they want to kind of keep them built up so they can have this little thing running for a little while. Even if Asuka wins, I understand that they can keep it going. But like you said, it's wrestling, so I think that they'll try to sell this image of like they're the two best in the business, which they probably are, and they don't want one losing to the other one. So Carmella will cash in on Charlotte. Charlotte takes the pin. Carmella wins the SmackDown Women's title.
But then Asuka loses.
Yeah, you don't want Asuka losing to Carmella.
She doesn't take the pin though. Does she still count?
It doesn't matter. It has been. I know you guys probably don't watch the Mixed Match Challenge, and you should. But
wait, do you?
But I've watched a few of them. It's like a house show on TV. Mm-hmm. But they have been making it a point to say in the tag matches that if the Miz were to have gotten pinned, that Asuka's streak is over. Which they got to put their foot in their mouth there because Asuka's lost tag matches on NXT, but they have made it a point to say that the last several weeks that even if she doesn't take the pin, her streak is over.
Okay, so maybe they're changing it.
You can't have Charlotte lose.
Yeah.
To Carmella.
Okay.
Way
to just blow up my fucking prediction there.
Hey, you guys brought me here to bring the best information. I'm just doing what I can.
Deflated that.
Everything's been like, well, here's why you're fucking wrong, Mike.
I don't think Carmella cashes in until after, because I think Seth Rollins holds that cashing in on WrestleMania, the WrestleMania moment. And I don't think they're going to ruin it with, having Carmella do it. I think they'll wait until after. And then.
So how about this?
I think Nia Jax wins, and I think Asuka wins clean, because I think they want to give both of them the title. I mean, I think it's just going to be them winning.
That was my tester prediction. My real prediction is that she puts herself in the match when they're already both beat up, and she takes the pin from Asuka, so that way Charlotte doesn't get pinned by Asuka.
There you go.
Yeah, you know what?
I could see that.
Yeah, there you go.
I absolutely could see. I wouldn't do it that way,
because she's a heel. She's gonna want to wait till someone's beaten down before she comes in to cash it in.
That's what I said. That they're both beaten down.
But not with two, not Asuka and Charlotte in the ring. Like, okay, like they're both beaten, but one of them's always gonna be there behind you. Like, the odds are still in her favor.
It's wrestling, Rick.
But she's like they're saying she's a heel though. The heels always come in at the opportune time, not when they think that the numbers appear to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's wrestling, Rick. Whatever.
So if Carmelo does cash in, you finish your beer.
Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm. For both matches.
That's a good one.
That's all you got?
Whichever match.
Oh, okay. Match. So just finish your beer, whatever. For either one. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about this one. Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Shane McMahon, I still don't care for him that much, but Daniel Bryan coming back, super excited for this. Always liked Owens and Sami Zayn. What do you expect from this match, Joe?
So, one thing we got to point out is Shane McMahon has diverticulitis and a hernia. Mm-hmm. I've never had diverticulitis, but I know everybody is harping on the hernia. I have had one of those. I have had a really bad one. Mm-hmm. And I played football with it for 3 years.
Yeah, I had one too and lived with it for 10 years. It can be done.
It can be done now.
I'm sure most of those guys have a hernia at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can say my surgeon, because I had to have mine removed, my surgeon said to me, he said, "You're an idiot. You should have had this taken care of a long time ago, because if you had taken a bad hit, you'd have had to have lived with a colostomy bag the rest of your life." Mm-hmm. That was football, where you can take unexpected hits. In wrestling, you can protect yourself a little bit more. Mm-hmm. So a little worried about Shane, because he's crazy. He likes to take crazy bumps. But I think if he's going to be in there with this condition, you got the 3 best guys to take care of him in there.
Yeah.
And to add to this, I said earlier, the best wrestler in the world was on the WrestleMania card. Daniel Bryan is the best fucking wrestler in the world. And he's going to prove it again. He's been the biggest ticket mover of WrestleMania by far. I mean, tickets are damn near sold out at WrestleMania, and most of them, the late movement has been because of him. And he is the most over wrestler in the world, and he can have a damn good match with anybody.
Yeah.
I think you're going to see it here, and I think if it were me, Shane McMahon eats the pin to Sami Zayn, because then you can have Daniel continue a feud with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. You have Sami continue to look strong because he's had a few more wins, and then you have Sami Zayn be able to go on and be the next challenger for whoever wins between Nakamura and Styles, and then you immediately have 3 big challengers there, 2 of them being heels for Nakamura. I'm assuming we'll probably get the win here.
Yeah, I think Owens and Zayn get the pin. I think Owens pins Shane McMahon. I guess you could have Sami Zayn main event a show for the world title if you really don't want to draw any money. I think that like if you're just expecting no one to be there, then you would do that. He's a great wrestler, but Kevin Owens is the star of that
I
team.
love Kevin Owens.
Owens is absolutely the star, but I think my reasoning is I think you have Sami be the first one to wrestle him, with Kevin Owens coming in later for the bigger shows, getting close to SummerSlam.
I think Sami Zayn and Daniel Bryan is a good main event of SmackDown. But on a big show, on a pay-per-view, you're going to do Daniel Bryan and Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
But with that said, yeah, I think the prediction is right. I think Shane takes the pin here. Because Shane, everybody talks shit about Shane, but he always loses. Mm-hmm. And he's great. He loses in great fashion. He's great at it. And he'll take a spectacular bump. And you know what?
Name
you
a bad Shane McMahon match.
I haven't seen him. And you knock the fact that he could have a colostomy bag. How cool would it be to like shit in your recliner? Not a big deal.
So, am I wrong for thinking that this ends with Daniel Bryan taking the pin because Shane turns on him?
No. Shane's not going to turn on him. I don't think they want to turn Shane heel, and I don't think Daniel Bryan takes a pin any fucking time soon.
What do you think about Daniel Bryan turning heel on Shane and him taking the pin so that them 3 could fucking start running.
Yeah, you want
SmackDown.
to turn Daniel Bryan heel? That's also a way to lose a bunch of money.
That's
He's
what I'm
the
saying.
most over motherfucker in that company.
But I say this way, he already has the underdog role, but this way just throws him right back into it and gives him more. You know what I'm saying? Like, you brought him back, you built it up, and they all turned on him. Everyone turned on him because they have their little side thing going on too. And yes, I know the whole It's Wrestling thing, but they had their feud. You didn't think that little what is it called, skit? I guess we can call them skits now because they fucking have these writers for them. In the beginning of SmackDown was a little weird with the whole like, hey, let's hug on it and be best friends.
That's why I said a heel turn.
No, but
yeah, you might be onto something. I just don't know that they do that at WrestleMania. Yeah. Maybe afterwards.
I think that's why it makes it great because there has to be something that nobody expects. And everybody's expecting the great return story of Daniel Bryan.
But that's why I said this is the time where you do it. Because
you don't turn him heel, Rick. It's the worst idea
but
ever.
He's not. But he's so over. But he's so over. You're not turning him heel. It's a heel moment, but he's still Daniel Bryan.
No, you don't play like
that. No. that
do
whole crowd is going to be doing that yes chant. There's going to be 70,000 people there. You're going to want to send them home happy. You're going to want to keep Daniel Bryan a babyface. And he's coming on his return tour after that Hero's Welcome he just had. Yeah. You don't turn him heel.
How about if we have Daniel Bryan beat up 2 7-year-old men?
And let's not forget what happened the last time Daniel Bryan wrestled in New Orleans. It was WrestleMania 30 in New Orleans where it was Daniel Bryan Yeselmania when he beat Triple H, Randy Orton, and Batista all in the same night. You don't have that perfect of a story. They could not have scripted this. There is no way anybody inside WWE would have ever been smart enough to come up with this idea and execute it this perfectly where Daniel Bryan could be out for 3 years and get cleared just in time for WrestleMania to be in the same arena where he won the WWE title 4 years ago. Nobody could have scripted that. It's a perfect story. You can't have him turn heel and you can't have him take the pin here. I wouldn't be surprised if he wins just because it's such a perfect moment. I think for story-wise, it's better to have Shane take the pin. But for everything that's gone on, you can't have Daniel take the pin here. You got to have him continue to look strong.
Oh, well, now I'm calling for him to turn heel.
Daniel Bryan turning heel now would be as bad of an idea as Stone Cold turning heel at WrestleMania 17. They have a template for what not to do with guys that over.
They learned their lesson. That was a hard way to learn it. So, Rick.
I love this podcast. It's taking us a long time because this show is fucking long. The WrestleMania show. Holy crap.
I kind of want to just zoom through this match because I do not give two shits about it, and I know you guys probably do. Rousey, Kurt Angle versus Stephanie and Triple H. I hate this match so much. Triple H and Stephanie. Triple H and Stephanie have been carrying this whole thing. Stephanie is terrible in the ring. Ronda Rousey looks stiff as shit. She can't talk worth anything. Last time Kurt Angle was out there, he looked like he was wearing a scoliosis back brace. And we've had to listen to those two stumble their way through a damn promo for the past 4 or 5 weeks. I'm so done with this match before it even started. I think it's going to be terrible. Ronda's going to win, of course, but it's going to be a shit show. Am I wrong?
I think it's going to be fantastic, and it's going to headline the fucking show. It's going to close out WrestleMania, this match.
No fucking way, man.
Not with Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar.
I will leave. I will fucking leave if that happens.
Brock Lesnar's not closing it out, and I'll tell you why once we get to that match. But no, it's going to happen. Rousey and Kurt and Mike, you're going to be sitting there, eyes glued to the TV, because Ronda Rousey is a fucking star.
Dude,
and she is a big ticket mover on this show, too.
I don't get it, man. She can't be the big ticket. Aren't they still selling tickets? Wasn't it Daniel Bryan and Joe? And I'm taking Joe's word for this over yours. Isn't Daniel Bryan the reason why people are flocking to the show now? It's not Ronda Rousey. She's not getting hot reactions.
Well, no, she is, and you have tickets sell in waves. Now, I haven't looked, I don't know if there's any number of how many tickets were moved between Ronda being announced to Daniel being announced, but on Wrestling Observer, in the Wrestling Observer newsletter, they said there was a noticeable uptick, a very noticeable uptick after Daniel Bryan was announced. I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but I'm going to make a bold prediction. Rousey taps out Triple H at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I could see that.
They've let her have Angle give Triple H the Olympic Slam and have Rousey put the armbar on him. Have Triple H tap out, because then you have something to build on with Stephanie and Rousey, because as everybody has said over and over again, the idea of this feud is not to get Ronda Rousey over. Mm-hmm. The idea of this feud is not to get Triple H or Kurt Angle over. It is to make Stephanie McMahon a star. And if you have her lose at WrestleMania, you don't make her a star. So you have Rousey tap out Triple H. They've already had her put him through a table. They've had her choke him on Raw. At the press conference when they announced WrestleMania for New York, New Jersey, when Triple H went to step around her, she got in his face again. Mm-hmm. They've had her be too physical with him for there to not be something there.
I don't know, man. I just hate that whole thing you just said right now. Like, it makes sense. I get it, dude. I get it. But I just do not see the appeal of this girl.
Why is Stephanie going to be a star for?
She is the biggest star that WWE has ever signed. She has sold 1 million pay-per-views as a headliner, as a woman. That's bigger than Brock Lesnar.
I get that.
That's bigger than Lawrence Taylor. Mm-hmm. I mean, and I could give you Mike Tyson, but Mike Tyson didn't wrestle for WWE.
Yeah.
She is the biggest star that WWE has ever brought in.
But wrestling fans are a different breed, man. If you're no good, they're going to let you know, and they will kill your career. And I don't think she's any good at all.
At that point, you put her with Paul Heyman, and you embrace the hate.
I'm talking about talent, man. We're watching her move around. She's an Olympic athlete, and she's having a hard time in there. You don't see it.
She just looks nervous.
Yeah, she's just a little nervous. She'll be fine, Mike.
She's out there.
You hated Ronda Rousey when she was in UFC. You were talking shit about her since day one.
And then she got knocked out by Holly Holm. And then I was sitting in a bathroom contemplating whether or not I won in my life. But I'm still the baddest woman on the planet. What? I'm supposed to believe that shit?
Now she's the baddest woman in wrestling.
And she's
again, you have to Mark Henry hasn't lifted a weight in 10 years, and he's still the world's strongest man.
Yeah.
Of course, Ronda Rousey is still the baddest woman on the planet, because at one point, she legitimately was that, and you've got to keep the gimmick.
But somebody's going to get their wig split, though, so...
Yeah, and you don't stop being a badass because you lose a fight. You're still a badass.
I didn't say...
It's not that big of a deal.
Oh,
there's still plenty of fights.
This is like right up. This is like right up your guys' alley. It's the whole like UFC fanboy meets wrestling thing, and then you guys, she can do no wrong. Look at it through neutral eyes, and I'm telling you, man,
you don't have neutral eyes, Mike. You've been shitting on her since she's been on TV.
I have a one-sided thing of it. I'm
you were
telling
shitting
you.
on her when she was in Strike Force. You were making fun of her.
I didn't even know she was in Strike Force. I had no idea Ronda Rousey was in Strike Force.
Well, because you thought it was still UFC. You didn't know the difference.
I just knew that Ronda Rousey was beating people up, and wait a second here. Give me some fucking proof now that I said Ronda Rousey's such a terrible person. I just don't care for her, but you can look it up, and I'm happy when she lost, but I wasn't going out there like, Ronda Rousey, the fucking worst. I swear to God. I'm just telling you,
man. You know where I got that in? You know what? Huh. It was Matt News certified, so sorry, it's true.
Okay, but I'm telling you right now, I called it right here. She's a bust.
You're so fucking wrong. It's ridiculous.
We'll see, man. We'll see.
I look forward to that.
Ronda Rousey will headline a pay-per-view in WWE this year. In Australia, they will sell 50,000 tickets at least because Ronda Rousey will be on the card.
All right, mate.
That was stupid, Fredo. All right, so, okay. Rousey's winning this match. Then. Yes. She has to. We're all agreeing on that. She has to. I don't know which one I want to talk about first because I really like the other one, but I feel like we have to leave the other one for last because it is what it is. Oh, actually, you know what? First, let's get to this. Just a quick answer because I don't give two shits about this, and I hope he doesn't. Is Undertaker showing up?
Yes.
Oh, hold on. Hey, Mike, I got one question for you.
Huh?
Are you scared? I am American Badass. Yeah. That's who's going to show the fuck up. He's coming out on a Harley Davidson.
Yeah,
he's going to run it down there. He's going to kick John Cena's ass and leave. American Badass. And he's going to have the greatest rock musician of all time
performing
into the ring in Kid Rock.
He's gonna roll out with the big
Future
old
Senator
biker gang.
of Michigan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, let's be realistic here. He's not riding a Harley down there.
Yeah, he is.
He's riding one of those like spider ones with the 2 wheels in the
No,
back
no.
because he can't hold his balance anymore.
He's definitely riding a Harley down there because he will not be able to walk all the way down the ramp. He has to do the Harley.
If Undertaker's not riding a Harley, he needs to start his entrance in a couple of hours to be able to make it to the ring in time.
Yeah, right. The only way he shows up is the lights go off and he's in the ring already. Like they could do that because man, I hope he doesn't show up. The way they left,
you don't spend
American
4
Badass.
weeks. Yeah, you don't spend 4 weeks building up a match to every single audience to have.
But you know
him
what
not
you
be
do?
there at all.
4 weeks building up the anticipation for Undertaker, but just have Jason Jordan show up.
If you
man.
want Jason Jordan to be a heel,
dude.
there you go.
I love that. I love that idea, dude. I hope they do that because I don't want to
Isn't
see
he like
old-ass
really hurt
Undertaker.
bad?
Who?
Isn't he hurt pretty bad?
I don't know, man. I heard his feelings were hurt too.
He's got a neck injury. He was losing feeling in his arms.
Oh yeah,
shit.
never mind.
Did
Yeah,
you see
hopefully
that
he
golf-
retires.
That idea
No,
sucks,
hold on,
Fredo.
hold on. How about this one? You have Undertaker come out, but it's Damien Sandow Undertaker.
All right, I'm good with that. Anybody but
Hey,
Undertaker,
Joe, hang
man.
up.
All right, like I said, I don't care about that match. I hope it doesn't happen. You're right, it's going to. They built it up, but man, that's so sad.
It should have happened 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, it should have. But instead, we're gonna watch Old Man River come down to the ring and breathe.
Yeah.
That's all it's gonna be.
The last round.
All right, so we'll just go with this. Styles, Nakamura. What's not to like? What's not?
I
to
think
like?
it's going to be a masterpiece of a match, probably 4 3/4 to 5 stars, and I think that AJ Styles retains on this one.
Ooh, I don't know. I think you give Nakamura the title here, but yeah, if I had to pick one match to say 100% it'll be the best match of the night, I would go with this one. It's for hardcore. For marks, this is the match that everybody's been looking forward to since the moment Nakamura has stepped onto the SmackDown roster. And I know some people haven't liked the build to it, but the last 2 weeks where Nakamura went for the Kinshasa and then pulled up and patted Styles on the head, and then on Tuesday night, Styles went for the phenomenal forearm, pulled up, and patted Nakamura on the head. These guys have not physically touched each other since the match was announced. They've been no brawls where that's had been broken up by security, nothing like that, and it's going to deliver.
Yeah.
And
This-
it will be
and
the
if
best
anybody
wrestling.
if anybody has a question about how good this match is going to be, just you can go on YouTube right now. New Japan actually posted the English version on YouTube of their match from Wrestle Kingdom a couple years ago, and it was fantastic.
I feel like that'd be the worst idea because it'd be so hard to live up to that match. Just enjoy this one for what it is, man. Because it's not about the build; it's just about the match itself. I think, man.
Yeah.
And when people see
And
it's going to be worth it.
And I think they bring back Jim Ross to call this one.
Oh, that.
Because he calls a lot of the New Japan matches. This is kind of a New Japan dream match. I think they bring him in to do it.
Yeah, that'd be cool, man. So you got Styles, and then Joe has Knock.
Yep.
Rick, who you going?
I think they're gonna give it to Nakamura. Like I said, I think this is the WrestleMania of title changes.
Yeah. I got Nakamura winning.
Yeah, me too, man.
He'll have it for when they go back to Japan.
Looks like Mike's the only dumb one here. Am I right, guys?
I'm the real lone wolf.
Yes.
You stole his title and his gimmick.
Yes, you did.
All right. And finally, I don't care about this match either, man. But it should be brutal, I guess, a little bit. Whatever the fuck. Who cares? Tired of this guy. Leave already, Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns.
Dana White had to say, "Oh, I don't know when he's coming exactly."
Yeah, but this is what I don't
Dana White
understand.
said yesterday. White said yesterday he's definitely coming back.
Yeah,
though.
this is what I don't understand, dude. Like, didn't Paul Heyman say it on Raw? Did I hear that wrong?
If he loses the title, he's going over.
I heard him say he's going to UFC. Yeah. I didn't hear if he loses.
He said, "I will say my farewells through social media, and Brock will say his hellos from the UFC.
Yeah, right? I mean, like, they gave it away already, man. This it's been sealed and set in stone.
You know why, right?
Nah.
You know why, right, Mike? Well, it's because they're trying to get people to cheer Roman, and they feel if they build up Brock as a guy who's leaving and a guy who doesn't care about wrestling, which is not a fucking stretch. That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
So then everybody there will be cheering Roman Reigns. But the reason why I said that I think that the Ronda Rousey headlines WrestleMania is because I don't think they want to put this match on last because everybody kind of already knows what the finish is going to be, and they're probably put it in the middle of the pay-per-view, kind of like what they did with Brock and Goldberg back at WrestleMania 20.
Yeah. Well, I think it's still headlines because it's still I think it's Vince McMahon's thing. It is Vince McMahon's project, and I think he wants the ultimate coronation of Roman Reigns to be the main event.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they don't have a savior with Seth Rollins and a Money in the Bank briefcase like they did at WrestleMania 31.
Maybe Carmella cashes in.
There you go. Just talking to you guys, I know every fan won't be this way, but go into the match with an open mind.
Yeah.
Because WrestleMania 31, they did have a really good match. Roman Reigns is a really good worker.
Yeah.
And when Brock Lesnar wants to be, Brock Lesnar is a really good worker. Look at his match with AJ Styles. Look at his after WrestleMania 30, the Hell in a Cell, and the other match he had with a very old Undertaker. Brock Lesnar is a very good worker when he wants to be, and I think he will want to put on the best show possible here because he's not going to be in UFC for long. He'll fight once or twice, and he'll come crawling back to WWE because he likes an easy paycheck. And it's easier to get more money when you deliver at WrestleMania. So go into it with an open mind. This could be a very good match.
Like
I think it's going to be really good. I think it's going to be about 8 or 9 minutes long, and but that's all you need out of that.
That's
match.
why I think Styles
20 minutes
Nakamura
easily.
closes it.
Yeah, I don't mind Brock Lesnar in the WWE. I don't mind his matches. It's just that when he has the title, it takes it away because he's not on Raw every week. You need your title holder there every week to show it off. You need him main eventing your Raws, all your pay-per-views. And he, like you said, he just doesn't care enough to where, okay, like, if you want to be in here and just come into SummerSlam and, the big pay-per-views, that's fine, but don't hold the title.
Yeah. It's going to be Styles Nakamura closing, man. It's going to be. It has to be.
Hey, I think
for the reason that you said
segment, I think the most important segment on the whole show, that's going to be, right?
Oh man, I know exactly what you're gonna say.
Oh, it's gonna be when we all get to walk with Elias, baby.
Yeah.
And then he gets,
who is going to walk with Elias?
It'll be The Rock.
You're goddamn right.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be.
You think he shows
up?
up?
Oh yeah. He's got to promote a movie, man. Rampage isn't gonna sell for shit.
I saw, I had seen something where it was like Elias and somebody else and The Rock. I can't remember who it was.
Elias is not going.
Oh, yep, you're right. You're right.
Elias is not announced for any match, so no battle royal, nothing. And about 2 weeks ago, because there are betting odds for everything, the odds of The Rock appearing at WrestleMania went up to 99%.
Wow.
I told you
so he's definitely going to be there. Elias is going to shit on the entire city. It's going to be fantastic. They're going to eat it up. And The Rock is going to come out. They'll do a rock show. He'll give them a rock bottom, and he'll leave.
Yeah. I hope it happens, man. That'll be a great moment. That'll be a great moment, man. All right, so damn it, we've been almost talking for 2 hours.
Yeah, it's been amazing.
That dresser's not going to build itself, Mike.
Yeah, I know. I was like, that poor baby may never get her own dresser.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to let you two go. And, hey, we really appreciate you guys spending your nights with us. And you, Joe. Joe's up late back over there.
Yeah, thank you, man. We appreciate it.
He's usually in bed by this time listening to his old Nelly CDs.
Hey, all right. Just because I'm from Missouri doesn't mean I listen to Nelly. It's all about
I guarantee he's got the Nelly Tim McGraw CD.
Oh,
the one that they did together.
Yeah. Love that song. Love that song.
I don't know what's more sad, the fact that I worked in country music radio and didn't know that CD existed, or the fact that you know it does.
Well, because it's all in your head. All right. Hey, we appreciate it. Mike, Joe, thank you very much for joining us on this long-ass show. Enjoy the whole wrestling weekend, everything that's going on, the Masters, everything that's going along with it. But when it's all said and done, you will see that I was maybe like 98% right about this whole weekend. So,
Hey, I just want to before we go, I just want to highlight a couple of shows that I think you guys should really check out. I know we already talked about Ring of Honor, NXT, WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Riddle's got a show called Bloodsport that he's doing where they actually take the ropes off and they just fight kind of like a Kumite style mat. But it's going to be pro wrestling, and the main event is going to be Matt Riddle and Minoru Suzuki. And if you got download capabilities, it should be available on the internet by tonight, early tomorrow morning. So everybody check that out. And for free, it's going to be tomorrow night, Lucha Underground versus Impact Wrestling. I know you guys are going to shit on the fact that it's Impact, but they've actually improved quite a bit. And they're doing a kind of not a tournament, but every match is going to be Impact versus Lucha Underground. Yeah. Pentagon's going to be there. Brian Cage is going to be there. Ray Phoenix. It's going to be a pretty cool show. And they got a death match with Sami Callihan. So I strongly suggest everybody check that out. It's going to be for free on Twitch. So check it out. And
also on Twitch, I think it's late tomorrow night, but House of Hardcore for Tommy Dreamer is also going to be available for free on Twitch.
All right. Yeah. So tons of wrestling all weekend.
Yeah, there you go, man. It's all set up for this weekend for your viewing pleasure.
Twitch it up.
But, all right, guys, we're going to let you go. Thank you very much once again, man. We really do appreciate it.
All right. Take care, guys.
Bye. You too, guys. Thanks.
All right. 2 hours talking about wrestling, man.
Wrestling.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That's all right. That's good, though. It's some good information. I actually appreciate it because now I know more going into it than I did because, like I said,
I'm excited now.
I wasn't paying much attention. Yeah, me too. I actually am looking forward to it. I wasn't really looking forward to watching NXT, but I will now.
Well, because they're in on the dirt sheets. Like you said, we haven't been keeping up, so they got the inside info.
So it's been good. But hey, if you made it to the end of the show, we really do appreciate it. And just want to remind you again, we will be back after the NFL draft, and we'll do shows in between there, and then we're gonna fire it back again for football, for fantasy football too, and. Yeah, that's what's going to be going on. And, appreciate it if you made it this far, man.
You must like wrestling.
Yeah, tune in this whole weekend, and everything they said. They had those, they were talking so fast, I don't even know, Impact, Lucha, all that stuff. So
I've watched Lucha, it's pretty good.
Yeah, on Twitch. This guy used to, too, but I don't know if he does anymore.
No mas.
Yeah, but, enjoy the weekend, man. Enjoy the wrestling, and I have a feeling it's going to be a damn good WrestleMania. Aside from Ronda Rousey. So for Rick and for Fredo, I am Mike. Thanks for tuning in and making it this far. If you did, tune in the next time.
Next time.
And we'll try to do better.
All right.